wine of the week comes from the south of France. And it's a little bit unusual. It comes from an appellation contrôlée area called Cabardès. Now Cabardès is actually quite a new appellation contrôlée, and the interesting thing about it is it allows the mix of grapes, some of which come from the Rhône region, the Syrah, the Mourvèdre, the Grenache, and some of which come from the Bordeaux region, like Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot and Cabernet Franc. And this appellation can grow both and make wines which are a blend of both. Now that blending of these Mediterranean grapes with the Atlantic grapes is not uncommon in the Vin de Pays wines, the kind of level down from AOC. But within AOC, appellation contrôlée, normally you never mix the grapes of different regions. So it's quite an unusual appellation. The wine itself is the Chateau de Pennautier 2008 Terroirs d'altitude, because the grapes for this wine come from vineyards at quite high altitude. It's their kind of top cuvée, there's one below this. It's in Majestic Wines at £9.99, but a bit of a deal on until the end of April, start of May. I think it's the 2nd of May. You can buy 2 bottles at £7.99 each. So, a blend here of Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc, Merlot, Malbec, Syrah and Grenache. And on the nose, it's a wine that I describe as being vinous. Now by that I mean it's kind of got a classic dark vine fruits. There's also some cedar in here. There's a nice meatiness and earthiness. It's a very classical wine, a savoury wine that immediately gets the gastric juices flowing. And you have to just dig a little bit deeper to also pick up nice little kind of cherry brightness, even hints of something kind of floral in there. That earthiness is lovely, as is the black fruit, but really there's some complexity that starts to come out in this wine. It's the same story on the palate. You know, it's dense and it's fleshy. It's a wine that kind of rolls around the mouth and coats the mouth, and those thick black fruit flavours are there. It's not sweet in the way that some wines are sweet. The fruit is very savoury, plum skins and cherry skins, and quite deep and chewy and chocolatey. But it has lovely substance and lovely structure. It's quite spicy. The tannins are very nice. It has lovely length. It's a wine that kind of runs to a point in the finish. Always a sign of a good quality wine that it doesn't stop abruptly, but it has this nice long finish. They say on the bottle that they recommend that you can age it for up to 6 years, and I think it does have the structure and the fruit to do that. But it's also really delicious now, especially if you match it with some meat, basically with lamb or with beef perhaps, maybe with hard cheeses with a chunk of really good mature cheddar. A very nice wine, quite a serious wine that just kind of reveals itself quite slowly. So it's the Chateau de Pennautier Terroirs d'altitude 2008 from Cabardès in the south of France. It's in Majestic Wine at £9.99, £7.99 if you buy 2 before the 2nd of May 2011, and it's my wine of the week.